What's up, everybody? Joey G here, and let's get right to it. I'll do a Raw review later on today or tomorrow. I'm really disgusted with WWE right now. Ryback's been released. It was a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, he got released. He let loose on Twitter, and like a lot of people, I give him a lot of props. You know, that's probably what got the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? His contract was up anyway in August. But WWE, just shame on you, man. Shame on you. You let Ryback. I mean, let's just go over this Ryback. Ryback debuted with the Nexus, Ryan Reeves, we all know, and he got hurt. He skipped Sheffield, and I remember back then seeing dude. I mean, he was on Tough Enough before that. You know what I mean? Like 10 years ago, over in 2002, I think. Yeah, with Daniel Puder was on there, and then he came back. You know, you heard his story on Raw before. Anyway. He started with the Nexus, and then, he skipped Sheffield, he got hurt. He came back as Ryback. Dude was freaking picking up 3 jobbers at once. You know what I mean? Killing them. Had talent in the back, superstars, watching them. Like, the vision was, this guy is going to be good. He's going to be an ass kicker. And I really did. I thought that, too. I mean, and I really liked Ryback. I mean, the Goldberg chant started, but whatever. I just thought he was going to surpass that. And his first big angle ever was with CM Punk, and like WWE just like they put this guy right in the main event, right away, right in the main event with CM Punk. Only thing is, CM Punk was going on a roll. He was about to be a year champion, so they didn't want to. WWE didn't want to end that, so they put Ryback in that position. He was crushing people before that. You know what I mean? Crushing people. They were all jobbers, though, but, WWE was, like, putting the spotlight on that this is the dude. This dude could be possibly, and a lot of other people thought, too. A lot of wrestling sites, were saying Ryback was the future at that time in 2012. And he went in that first match in Hell in a Cell. I remember he came out, CM Punk was, going off on JR. CM Punk was doing one of his great pipe bombs, and Ryback came out and stopped it. And, they put Ryback in that Hell in a Cell match against Punk at Hell in a Cell 2012. Ryback gets low blowed by Brad Maddox and scooped up in a quick count and, gets screwed, whatever, because they didn't want to take the belt off Punk. So, you put Ryback in the main event position, and now that's all he is. And then after that, all he did was lose. Then WWE just played with him. 1 week he's a heel, 1 week he's in the main event. You know what I mean? At the WrestleMania in 2013, they had him go after Cena. They had him on a title run again. What did he do? Ryback jobbed to Cena. Going back to the Royal Rumble that year, 2013, it came down to Ryback and Cena. Why? They should have Ryback win that. You know what I mean? They should have. Nobody really wanted to see Cena Rock too. Nobody really did. I didn't. I mean, it was cool, but the first one was great. But nobody wanted to see it the exact same thing next year. Like, it was so predictable, you knew Cena was going to win. You know what I mean? You knew it. The cash cow John Cena wasn't going to lose 2 years in a row to The Rock. It just wasn't going to happen. I think Ryback should have won that Royal Rumble. And you could have had Ryback, all right, you have Cena Rock too. You could have still had Cena Rock too. You could have Ryback go after the world title. That's when there were 2 belts still. You know what I mean? So, you could have had, Ryback fight for the world title. It would have been Alberto Del Rio, I think, was the champion then, but you could have had him drop it, or you could have had Del Rio versus Ryback at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? It ended up being Swagger and Del Rio that year. But they had Cena win the Royal Rumble to face The Rock. You could have did that easier without burying Ryback. That, I think, but Ryback, even though it was the Royal Rumble, and we've seen people, get tossed out, and, look what happened. Roman Reigns got tossed out and won it the next year. He came down to the final 2 in 2014, won it all in 2015. Cena, 2005, got tossed out by Batista. Cena, it's happened with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Cena got thrown out by Edge in 2011. 2010. Cena came down to Cena and Edge when Edge returned. Edge threw out Cena. But that really didn't hurt Cena. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that buried Ryback. And then Ryback, that heel turn he had, and then he was a Paul Heyman guy, and then they had Ryback. And Ryback works his ass off. Works his ass off. I mean, I've seen his interviews. I mean, the guy I'm a CM Punk fan. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But I do like Ryback. I mean, I like Punk better, but I do like Ryback. And I think Ryback would, in a real fight, kick the living shit out of Punk. Punk would get some good shots in, you know what I mean? But I think Ryback would. I mean, look at Ryback, look at CM Punk. I mean, I'm saying size does matter. And then you have Ryback that's going to the present. You got Ryback 3 times in a row. He loses to Kalisto. The most horrible, match at WrestleMania. You get this big building, AT&T Stadium, and it's empty. There's like 600, no, there's maybe 1,000 people, little over 1,000 people in there watching the pre-show. This Ryback did everything he was told to do. You know what I mean? And you know what? I like, how he spoke out on Twitter or his blog, what he said, about the WWE. And, it was right. WWE, Ryback made a great point. WWE, they pay for your airfare. WWE does not cover your hotel or your rental cars. That's on the talent. That's on the superstars. That's crazy. I heard that before, but I heard it like 10 years ago. I didn't think that still went on. You know what I mean? I knew that happened back in the Hogan era and everything. You know what I mean? That's why, you see guys traveling together. Talent traveling together to save money. That's, a room and a car, that's some money. You know what I'm saying? You're renting a car, a shitty car or a nice car, whatever. You get a van like the Click used to get. But, a hotel, you want to stay at a half-decent hotel, you're going to pay some money. I just can't believe WWE doesn't. And Ryback pointed that out, too. And the thing was about Ryback, Ryback don't care. And that's what I like. I like the DGF dudes. Don't give, you know what I'm saying? I like them. Trying to watch my mouth. And Ryback just was buried. Lose 3 times to Kalisto. And then just rewind a little bit. Go back to when Ryback was still in, he's 3 now? Yeah, he's 33. Still when he was in that, going somewhere. WrestleMania, that same year when he got thrown out by Cena, he fights Mark Henry at WrestleMania, and he loses. What is that? You know what I mean? I just don't, why did you have, what did you gain by having Mark Henry, who at that time was 47, what do you call it, going over Ryback at WrestleMania? Why? Why? WWE just buried this dude. And the thing is, now I'm going to get to the good part of Ryback. Not that was the bad part, but Ryback could be a monster heel. If you don't want to put him as a face, and you can make him a great face, you know what I mean? But I think his money's in being a heel. He could be, you have Roman Reigns right now, and I'll talk about Roman when I do my Raw review tonight or tomorrow. You know what I mean? But you could have Ryback Ryback can piss the fans off. You know what I mean? Like what he did at Payback in the pre-show when he came out imitating Punk in Chicago. Ryback can get on the fans. You know how, he speaks out. And he's got that attitude. And Ryback could be a monster cash cow heel for the WWE. What do? They let him go. That blog he wrote didn't help. You know what I mean? But I think they were going to let him go anyway. His contract was up in August, I just think now, Ryback I think he'll go to Japan. Right now I hear that he's in a fight with the WWE about his name. And but they don't own, I don't think they own the big guy. So, you know what I mean? Just call him the big guy. You know what I mean? Somebody else suggested that too. You know what I mean? I heard that on 2 other websites. Call him the big guy. I agree. Call Ryback the big, if he can't use Ryback, call him the big guy. You know what I mean? And he had something on, he's been wearing, when he was wrestling, he was wearing something on his belt that said pre-show stopper. The guy's good. The guy is great. He's talented. And WWE just let him go. Just let him go. But you employ, no disrespect to Enzo Amore. I'm not a big fan of his. I like Big Kaz, you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm burying these small dudes, but the real small dudes, Rey Mysterio was 1 in a million, and I really mean that, 1 in a million. He was the only dude I could see putting the world title on at that size. Even Daniel Bryan is bigger than Rey Mysterio, not that much, and I didn't really, if you look at my past shows when I used to joke around to them, I'm not a big fan of Daniel Bryan. Still am not. I always see Daniel Bryan in the mid-card. I could never bought him, making Batista tap at WrestleMania 30. And then people say, why don't you put Daniel Bryan against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31? That, and I'm getting off topic here, but at that Royal Rumble 2015 in Philly, I was there when Roman won. And I was just so happy Daniel Bryan didn't win it. I was cheering, and I don't like Roman Reigns really. Not that I don't like him, I just think WWE needs to do something with him, and I'll talk about that later on my next show. It's just that I didn't want Daniel Bryan to win, and I was just happy. You know what I mean? And I just think the WWE needs to do something about Roman Reigns. Anyway, get back to Ryback. Ryback, I just he could be a monster heel. He could get the crowd to hate him. I mean, they should have. They were talking to Goldberg, and that was, I mean, people don't know that behind the scenes. They were talking to Goldberg about Goldberg coming in this past WrestleMania to wrestle Ryback, and they would have. Goldberg wasn't going to do a job for Ryback if he was coming in. They would have to pay him really well if he was going to do a job. Most likely, they would have had Goldberg go over, but that would have helped Ryback's career. That would have really, really helped Ryback's career. He fought Goldberg at WrestleMania, and it probably, I think Ryback works. You know what I mean? Ryback probably would have tried to make it a good match. As big as Ryback is, he's not the greatest wrestler, but he's not the worst. You know what I mean? He's all right. Roman Reigns is starting to catch on, but I think Ryback should be in that position. That's just me. I think Ryback should be in Roman Reigns' position. He should be. And if they were booing Ryback how they boo Roman as a face, you easily could turn Ryback heel, and he would love it. I don't know what it is with Roman now. I keep getting on Roman because the WWE products got me so mad. And I do love WWE and I always watch it, but I hate it right now. WWE needs some, you know what the WWE needs? They don't need this because they won't do it, but they need a big kick in the ass. But you know they need somebody like Scott Steiner. When Scott Steiner came on Nitro back in the day and he said, because WCW sucks. That's what they need. They need somebody. They need a talent to come out there and say, because WWE sucks nowadays. That's what Shane should really be saying. And that's another thing. The WWE is all about the McMahons. Like Shane and Stephanie. I don't know if Steph's playing them. I pitched, that's what I think, and that's what I'm pitching. I think she's playing them, and Triple H is going to come in and just, give it a friggin', he's going to trash him, he's going to beat him down, Shane, beat the living shit out of him. How he beat Daniel Bryan up a couple years ago. How Triple H beat William Regal up that time. Remember, he tied him up and made Eugene watch it back in 2004. That's what I think's going to happen. Or maybe they are warming up to each other and Shane's going to end up going and they're going heel. Something's going to happen with that storyline. And Triple H is going to be involved. Let's not fool ourselves. Triple H will be involved. But it's still, you know what I mean? And now the rumor is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt might be getting released, but you still got Dolph Ziggler. If WWE releases Bray Wyatt, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I'll never watch WWE again. I will, but I will very much question where wrestling's going, because Bray Wyatt is one talented mother effer. You know what I mean? For real. And if you're still, I love Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorites. I got his poster up on my wall. But if you still got 46-year-old Chris Jericho out there, you know what I mean, in the beginning of the show and at the end of the show, you know what I mean, about a stupid coat being smashed, and you let go of Bray Wyatt, a guy who can wrestle, a guy that fought The Undertaker at WrestleMania 2 years ago. Even though, I don't know if he should have been the one to end the streak, not Brock. It doesn't matter. Brock was already over. I still don't understand why they had Brock end it. I like Brock ending it, but I could have, it would have been nice to see Bray Wyatt end it. Because then the Undertaker could have passed the torch. No, Bray Wyatt isn't the next Undertaker. Now, he might be getting released. That's a rumor. I hope that's all it is a rumor. Because if Bray Wyatt gets released, that'll just be horrible. The best thing WWE has right now is Kevin Owens. He is. He's the best thing WWE has right now, as far as youth, as the future, is Kevin Owens. And Seth Rollins coming back. Let's hope, he doesn't get hurt again. Them too. As the future goes, you know what I mean? And Big Kaz, he's getting pushed. You could tell that. I'm going to talk about that in my Raw review either tonight or tomorrow. Big Kaz, you see how he shot right in that. And I think Enzo Amarte getting hurt was and I'm not a big Enzo fan. I'm glad he's okay, and I never wish, injury to another guy. But I said that. Enzo getting hurt is probably the best thing for Kaz's career, because now you can push Kaz. Because Enzo, I think he's going to be out for another at least 2-3 weeks. You got a concussion. You got the C word. WWE doesn't F with concussions. So, I think that's the best thing that could have happened to Kaz. Baron Corbin as well. They're cash cows. Ryback, I'm still on this Ryback kick. I just cannot believe this. But the thing is, with Ryback, and I just read that he's in a real close deal with New Japan. So, the thing is, right now, he's fighting about his name. Is it going to be Ryback? Is he going to be the big guy? They don't own the big guy. So, if he can't use the big guy, just use the big guy. And he goes to Japan, he will get over in Japan and make it, and WWE will be begging him to come back. I do not suggest in any way, Ryback, do not go to Impact. You'd be better going to ROH, for real. You be better going to Ring of Honor. Don't go to Impact. Stay with Japan. Go with Japan. Keep on that kick. WWE, shame on you. I'll be back with my Raw review. This is Joey G. Peace.